Your Daily 180, 180 seconds of pure Bible study.
Does it matter what our reputation is? Does it matter what people think? You know, the fact of the matter is there's some things that we cannot control, but there are things that we can, in fact, control. Job, in Job chapter 31, he's defending his character and he's telling his friends, he says, "No, you don't know who I am, nor do you know who I'm striving to be." We saw yesterday in verse number 1 that he guarded his thoughts. He protected his eyes. He made a covenant with his eyes. But then in verse 7 and 8 today, we see that he also guarded his example. Look at verse number 7. "If my step is turned from the way, or my heart walked after my eyes, or if any spot adheres to my hands, then let me sow and another eat. Yes, let my harvest be rooted out." Job is saying, I protected my example. I've done my very best to strive to be the man that God wants me to be. You know, that's a good principle that's also declared in the New Testament. Listen to what Paul would say to Titus in Titus chapter 2, beginning at verse number 7. He says, "In all things, showing yourself to be a pattern of good works in doctrine, showing integrity, reverence, incorruptibility, sound speech that cannot be condemned, that one who is an opponent may be ashamed, having nothing evil to say of you." Now, I want you to get this idea. It's true, we can't control what people think sometimes. We can do the very best that we possibly can. And people might speak evil of us. But if we live an upright, righteous life to the best of our ability, then others will realize there's not a basis for that claim. They're not being fair in their accusations against this person. Over in 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse number 12, Paul would tell Timothy, "Let no one despise your youth, but be an example to the believers in word, in conduct, in love, in spirit, in faith, in purity." We need to be striving to have the kind of example that others could look at and say, now that person is striving to be like Jesus. It's kind of an interesting thing. Sometimes someone says, "I don't care what others think." Well, let me tell you something. We need to be concerned about setting a Christ-like example for them to see. Now, we can't always control their thoughts, but we can control our behavior. Join us again tomorrow for your Daily 180.